So this is just a general cooking PSA, but over the last year or so, we've stumbled on the most useful way for us to store homemade stock. So what this thing is right here is a freezable plastic bag with a bunch of little terrible compartments inside. It's apparently designed for cocktail making, and what you do is you'll just kind of pour your liquid in and it'll filter down into a bunch of these little compartments that are about a tablespoon, tablespoon and a half or so big. Then to seal the thing, you just kind of flip it upside down. I'm not really totally sure what kind of black magic's happening with the design there. My Google Fu was coming up a little short. But yeah, then you just freeze it, stack it. Pretty cool. Now, in addition to spreading the good news about these bags, there were a couple things I also wanted to share on how I personally make my homemade stock making life easier. Now, obviously, everybody's kitchen can be a little bit different. What works for me might not work for you, but I hope that at least a couple of these tips might be able to help you out. So, front to back, this is my strategy. First things first, I always try to keep things basic and meat focused. So that's no onion, no ginger, no thyme, no Shaoxing wine. And the reason there is for international flexibility. This way you can use the same stock no matter if you're making Cantonese food, French food, American Southern food, Sichuan food, anywhere in the world. And for the same reason, I usually won't make something like a beef stock or a shrimp stock. Instead, keeping things basic with chicken, pork, a combination of chicken and pork, all of it unroasted. This way it can be used in a variety of different dishes. Then the second thing I like to do is I like to then reduce my stock. So when I'm near the end of cooking, what I'll do is I'll take out all of my meat, all of my bones, and then let it simmer away over a higher flame. Now, if you were trying to make a really crystal clear, fancy Cantonese stock, French stock, Shandong stock, this would definitely not be the move, as it can definitely make the stock a little bit more cloudy. But at home, I usually don't really care about stock clarity for most applications, and a more concentrated stock is definitely going to have some logistical benefits. So I'll reduce that by specifically half, and then I'll strain it into a big Pyrex and then toss that into the fridge overnight to let it set. Then, third thing, after that time, I think a lot of you guys might also do this, but then I'm going to harvest my schmaltz or lard. Now, I'm not super obsessive with my skimming here because a touch of fat in a stock's still nice, but this oil right here can be a fantastic frying oil, particularly with stir-fried vegetables. And as you might be able to tell from this video, what I'm then doing is then mixing that with the excess skin and fat from the bird, and then what I'll do is render that all down into a big batch of schmaltz. But either way, if you've played your cards right, you should have a homemade stock that's beautiful and jiggly. All the gelatin that's inside there is going to make for some awesome sauces. We will need to melt that down, though, obviously, in order to be able to pour it, which is why I chose the Pyrex, because this way I can just toss it straight into the microwave, nuke it for 5 minutes on medium, medium-high, and then we can pour it into our little compartments. Seal it again by flipping it somehow, magically, and then into the freezer they go. Then, when you want to use it, you'll just take it out, tear off a couple of the little compartments, put them in the bowl, and then mix it with an equal amount of hot boiled water from the kettle, which was why I liked reducing it by specifically half. And it thaws in just a couple minutes, and then it's good to use in dishes just like that. So yeah, if you've been struggling with stock storage, maybe you can try giving this system a try. These things are totally available on Amazon. If we were better influencers, we'd probably have an affiliate link or some kind of branded product ready for you, but we are apparently not that good at making money. So if you find the system useful for you, you can try to remember us in this video and maybe consider supporting us over on Patreon for a couple months at least. So yeah, anyway, that's it. Proper recipe video will be out next time. And on that note, huge thank you to everybody that's supporting us on Patreon. And of course, subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.